Well, welcome to the second episode of Innovation Radio. I'm your host, Darrell Gooden, and with me today I'm pleased to have a very good friend and longtime business associate, Dr. Lonnie McCowan. Let me tell you a little bit about Lonnie, and I'm going to read just to make sure I nail it right, because I want the listeners to appreciate what goodness and what this conversation about blockchain and Bitcoin technology from the point of view of an investor and business person. So Dr. McCowan is an American preacher, author, visionary, leader, pastor, and business entrepreneur. He is the founder and senior pastor of the Miracle Center, which is a non-denominational church located in Ventura, California. He presently heads the Solomon School of Wisdom for entrepreneurs and business thinkers. He's known as an innovator, out-of-the-box thinker. One of his mentors, Oral Roberts, the world-renowned pastor, author, establisher of a university, founder of the Oral Roberts University, said Lonnie is someone who thinks way ahead of his time. And today, the topic we'll be discussing is the blockchain technology, which is all abuzz. And if you've been watching and listening to the business news anywhere, you will know that the volatility of blockchain and cryptocurrency is up and down, up and down. $20,000 one day, $10,000 the next. So I will leave it there and let you tell us a little bit from your point of view. When did you get started in what now the entire herd of investors are engaging themselves in? When did you start with this, Lonnie?
Well, I'll tell you first, let me tell you it's a pleasure for me to be here on the show. And congratulations.
Thank you.
So I got involved in the blockchain movement in Bitcoin actually about 4 years ago. And when I got involved, the Bitcoin was running about $640 at
Wow.
the time. Of course, you know, it started in 2009, it was less than $100 then. But I started about 4 years ago, and since then, of course, it's changed the world. And currency as we know it will never be the same again. And people that fail to get in on it, it'll be just like the internet. People will look back and think, I wish I would have got involved in it.
Well, you know, even with the internet, if you recall back in the dot-com era, during the dot-com era, you had lots of wannabe players and all kinds of actors in that, but there was a washout at some point. How close to that kind of excitement that was around the dot-com era, and then everything busted? You had a few emerge as still winners, like Yahoo, even today is still a winner, but all who started with the dot-com didn't last. Are we in that moment of, is somebody getting ready to wash out?
I don't think we're in that moment yet, but I think it will happen. The thing about cryptocurrency right now is that the speed that it's growing at, and of course you have to understand, there are tons of other cryptocurrency that just show up every day almost. Right now,
Are they tied to Bitcoin, or are they different from
these
Bitcoin?
are independent coins. Bitcoin, of course, is the granddaddy.
Okay.
But all these other coins are very significant, and they carry a lot of growth. Litecoin, for an example, it's growing at a rate almost faster than Bitcoin.
It's called Litecoin?
Litecoin, right.
Okay.
So I think there will be, we'll hit a point, but I think by then there will be tons of people that can become financially strong if they want to.
But you know, so my interest in it, which I just read the general business material that's out there, and one of my key inquiries is, okay, if I invest in Bitcoin or Ethereum or one of the other cryptocurrencies, how liquid is it? Like if I wanted to buy a house, could I buy a house? Could I buy a car? How do you transfer that value?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, anybody would love to sell your house with Bitcoin or anything else, because you know the way Bitcoin works is whatever you buy it at today, the possibilities of what that will be next week is just, in fact, you'll get discounts to buy something with Bitcoin today. But let me tell you the power of this. First of all, the ability to cash this in anywhere you want. Now, I don't know, I mean, very few places will not accept Bitcoin.
Commercial
Commercial places. And, you know, now you could transfer your cryptocurrency or your Bitcoin onto your Bitcoin Visa, for an example.
Okay.
And you can use that Visa anywhere Visa is
So,
accepted.
so like any other credit card, there's an actual physical card.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the Bitcoin value can be transferred to, is it an actual Visa?
Yeah, it's an actual Visa, the Visa logo, and people can get that from BitPay. It's called BitPay.
BitPay.
And they can go right online and order it. I think it's like $12. And they could use that to transfer the cryptocurrency into U.S. currency.
I would imagine U.S. dollars, Japanese yen.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Any
They have
currency.
different cards, of course, in
In different
Japan and
countries,
different
okay.
countries, yeah. But here, yeah, they can U.S. dollars instantly on the card.
And so I understand there was just launched, I'm not sure if it was the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, but someone just has decided that they will trade in Bitcoin futures.
Yeah, and I think this is going to probably be the future. A lot of us who are involved in cryptocurrency at a real aggressive level, I'm not sure if we want to see that, but I understand, you have to understand, the cryptocurrency world now, it colossus over the United States budget in terms of what our amount of dollar is today.
Could you tell me more about that? What do you mean to
So
say? Our economy is like $19 trillion. Bitcoin's nowhere near that.
What I'm saying is it's not at that point, but the workings of Bitcoins in terms of what's happening with the dollar versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin stands a chance, in my opinion, and I think a lot of other people, to probably make the dollar almost.
Replace the dollar as the standard?
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
you're suggesting?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that's going to take a little time, though, right?
Well, here's the reason why I think it's important that it can do this. First of all, you have blockchain and then you have Bitcoin.
Okay.
Two different things.
Okay.
So blockchain really is best way to explain blockchain. It is a digital ledger that keeps account of economic transactions. Okay. And so what happens when a transaction is made? Then what happens? The blockchain sends these computer messages to people all over the world.
Okay.
And hundreds of them can get this. But you only need 25 of them to confirm that they receive what they call the block. They receive these digital.
And that's a digital validation of some sort?
Exactly. And so what happens when it comes out, each blockchain, which is where you get the name blockchain, has like a hash. A hash is like a fingerprint for that transaction.
Okay.
So imagine all over the world, people get these and they wait for about 25 of them to come in order to validate it. So each person who receives that blockchain all over the world validates it.
Validates it as being a legitimate transaction?
Validates it as being a legitimate transaction, and it matches, it's two things it matches. Number one, it is connected to the last Bitcoin little block.
Okay.
So it's a very sophisticated thing that once all the 25 people validate it, they then send it back to this blockchain.
Okay.
Blockchain then says it's validated. If one person has a blockchain or a digital number that's different, it's not validated. So imagine this. Here you have a system that is not governed by any bank.
There's
No state.
There's no intermediary, so to speak.
No oversight.
No mediator. No broker.
That's correct.
There's no broker.
It's peer-to-peer network at its finest.
Okay.
And so what happens is streamline. I could send Bitcoin from here to Japan in a matter of seconds.
Now, when you do that, I understood, just preparing for the show, I looked up and read a little bit about wallets. And can you share with us how the technological aspects of these digital wallets, how does that work? And why are they needed?
Yeah. So in Bitcoin, one of the good things about it is your identity does not have to be revealed. Okay. And so instead of the identity, everybody is known by a wallet. A wallet is a sequence of numbers that every person gets.
Another code.
It's another code, right? And basically, if I want to send money to you, or Bitcoin to you, any currency, I'm going to use your wallet.
So I would need to let you know my wallet. So if we were making an exchange, I said, I said, Lonnie, I'd like to buy this car from you,
Yeah.
and can I pay you in Bitcoin?
Yes.
You would say to me, Darrell, yes, my wallet is blah, blah, blah.
Correct. I would email you my wallet address.
So you would email that?
Yeah, but you
Is
understand.
that risky?
No, because the wallet address itself, it changes, first of all, every transaction.
Okay.
Every time you use it, you can use it for the wallet.
But is it a fact that you could simply text or email someone your wallet number?
Sure, you can do that, and you're okay with that. What you don't want to text is your ID. The ID is what's sacred with the cryptocurrency world. Wallet addresses, I can post mine on this show, and anybody can use it if they want to.
Okay.
When I send it to you, I send you a wallet that says I'm going to receive currency from you.
Okay. And you
Digital
know,
currency.
okay, so I said, okay, I'm going to give you $15,000 for this used car, and I'm going to pay you in $15,000 worth of some blockchain technique. Or it could be Bitcoin, it could be Ethereum, or some other one, right?
Correct.
And you say, okay, now is it a requirement that I declare which type of cryptocurrency I'm using? Is it Bitcoin? Is it Ethereum? Do I have to designate that for each different wallet, or could one wallet take them all?
So basically, each wallet represents the currency or that
Of
digital.
Okay.
Correct.
So Ethereum would have a different wallet.
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
Now, of course, blockchain or Bitcoin is the granddaddy. So most of all the other coins, you can buy those with Bitcoin.
Okay, sort of like gold.
Yeah.
I mean, we
That's
used to be on a gold standard.
Yeah.
And someone explained to me once that there was just a specific amount of Bitcoin that will last into the year 2045 or something like that.
Correct.
And that at that point in time, that's it. There's no more in terms of it being a commodity
Right.
of sorts.
And of course, the reason for that is the scarcity. That's what makes the volume
Right.
so important and so precious right now.
But, so to me, from my point of view, the scarcity was designed in by the designers of the Bitcoin technology, the crypto coders, let's call them.
Okay.
What is there stopping, which I guess your point was earlier, is that now experts in the field, mathematicians, whomever they may be, are actually designing their own cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Is that like a silver, a platinum? I mean, what's to stop anybody from continuing and saying, "Oh, I'm going to do a blockchain of my own"?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a microeconomy of its own.
And people are doing that. They do it every day. And some of those coins, like Litecoin, for example, that's how it came into existence. So some of those coins eventually will grow and be valuable at some point. It's all dependent upon what the users are willing to pay, to exchange for that. So we create the value of that. And once the value is set, then that's it. That coin lives.
Right. Now, you're invested in Bitcoin?
Yes.
Any others
Yes.
you invest in?
Litecoin, Bitcoin, coin called Dodge is another coin. And those are the big ones. Bitcoin Cash I've been involved in.
So
Those
you
are-
sort of have a basket of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you, so are you a miner? I've understood just enough to be dangerous, and I understood, now something I read that really concerned me was that in looking into it, one of the first conversations we had, I went, oh, I need to look into this because I know Lonnie's always on the leading edge. I better look into this and not be too late. And so I read up on it, and I don't know where I heard it, but I saw someplace that the 98% of the miners in Bitcoins are located in Shanghai, China. And that just threw a red flag up to me.
Well, I don't know if it's quite 98%. I mean, I'm
It's a
sure
lot.
that's what it is a lot. But, I mean, they're all over the world. You can have miners.
So what's the
right?
role of a miner?
A miner is someone who uses software to create the Bitcoin. So,
To create or discover?
to create Bitcoins. Bitcoins are created by codes.
Okay.
And very few people use a computer to do it nowadays because it takes too long. They have huge mass servers and things where people are creating these. But a miner basically, and most people now, they sort of co-op mines together so that you could have enough juice going, because the mine creates Bitcoin based on speed. It's electricity heavy, and the speed of how you're able to produce it.
It's a bank of servers of some sort.
That's exactly what it is.
So it's a function of a bank of servers, plus layered on top of that is the crypto code that creates the actual
Correct.
cryptocurrency.
And that's correct. And what is so unique about this, and this is what I love about it, what you call crypto code, which is the blockchain dynamics, it is so unique and so secure. Now imagine, No one's really overseen this,
Right.
and yet it's flawless. It's unbelievable.
It's the next evolution. The way I look at it, you have to just sort of go on intuition, right? But the way I look at it, it is in part a next up leveling of what was experienced with the internet. In that you may very soon, sort of not just redistribute, but actually kill a lot of industries. Like particularly,
Absolutely.
at some point though, wouldn't these technological advancements have to run into the regulators? I mean, governments are just not going to roll over and say, "Wait a minute,
Yeah.
our Federal Reserve Bank is a standard, and Bitcoin, we will just have to squash that."
Yeah. And they've tried that.
What's to stop them from doing
Well,
that?
they've tried that before. The problem is there's nowhere to go and knock and say, "Come here, owner of Bitcoin." Where are you going to go? Where are you going to find the owner of Bitcoin?
You go to Shanghai.
There's no owner of Bitcoin. No
Okay.
one owns it. There's no offices.
Okay.
Where do you start?
So which gave way in the earlier part of it to a lot of folks who were nefarious. Whether they were in Russia doing what do you call it, hacking in various things. In fact, I heard of a recent company that just launched. They raised $30 million in what was called an initial coin offering. Are you familiar with those?
Yeah.
What are initial coin offerings?
Well, this is where it's almost like taking a company public. You can do this with a coin, and so
Take a coin public. Well, why would anybody be interested?
Well,
how
because
would they get the following?
Well, it gives the value of the coin, for an
Okay,
example,
all right.
and you get enough people to invest in that coin, and you say on this date, the coin is going to be released in the market. And this is how most coins come in. And based on your
Credibility of the initiators, or what?
backing, which is really finances, the type of money that comes to the table to back that coin, that's really that's what gives the coin life and establishes the value.
Okay, so this is why it brings me back to the .com analogy.
Mm-hmm.
In that, in the early days of the .com, you just had to have an idea and a .com behind it, and people just threw money at it.
And that's almost how this is, except it's a little bit more sophisticated than that, because you have this blockchain. Now, let me tell you the importance of blockchain.
Okay.
Blockchain is, let's just say blockchain was a cell phone.
Okay.
So Bitcoin would be an app on blockchain.
Say that again.
So if blockchain was a cell phone,
Okay.
Bitcoin itself and all the other cryptocurrencies
Would be an app.
would be an app.
Okay. All right.
So you'll see, in fact, I think they're already starting to do it. Blockchain will do a whole lot of other things in crypto form with medical records and banking, all kind of stuff. The blockchain itself just creates a whole nother way to transact any kind of business.
So let me ask you this: you putting on your visionary's hat,
Mm-hmm.
which my definition of vision is where insights meets foresight.
I
Right?
like that, yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
So take a look out 5 years from now. What do you see for the average person who doesn't have your penchant for taking risk,
Mhm.
but who, like the herd is moving right now, has a sense, I probably should get into this. What do you see in the next 5 years for this technology?
Well, first of all, I see a lot of people are going to transfer from traditional money-saving IRAs, retirement funds, what have you. They're going to transfer it into cryptocurrency because of the rate of speed that is growing. I also think people will diversify. I don't think Bitcoin will have the kind of power alone. It's the king of the hill right now. But there's a lot of people trying to knock the king off. And what most people in the business know, you have to diversify. Because you understand, there's coins right now, like Dogecoin. Last time I checked, I think it was 19 cents. You get 1,000 Dogecoins, and the rate Dogecoin is moving. Let's say next week, it could be $10 a coin. So you have a bunch of these little investments in this cryptocurrency. Then it doesn't take much to get up there. I think in 5 years from now, first, the people that do not take advantage of it,
That do something, to do something.
if they don't do something, I think they're going to regret it. I think they're going to.
And so let's just to change the context of the conversation a little bit. You have, always in the news and forever, not just in the United States but around the world, the income disparity.
Yeah.
Do you see a means by which the average American or the average person in the world, for that matter, in the third world countries, could benefit from from Bitcoin in some manner, shape, or
Oh
form?
my goodness,
Because
yes.
it seems to be a value network more than a, I was actually going to ask you, is it a currency, a commodity, or technology?
I think a little bit of all.
Okay, so how would the average person benefit from Bitcoin? If I can't buy a $20,000 piece of Bitcoin, I can't get in. The barrier to entry is too high. What advice would you have for them?
Sure, and this is the misunderstanding of people. To get a Bitcoin, people think because Bitcoin now it's almost 20,000. It's actually dropped a little now.
Yeah,
but
I can't afford it.
yeah, most people think you have
missed
to.
it, right.
No, most people think they missed it, but
Mhm.
you think of Bitcoin like let's say $100 bill.
Mm-hmm.
$100 bill, you can have $1 of that $100 bill.
Right.
You can have $5. So Bitcoin, you can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy 5 cents worth of Bitcoin and start. The key is to get in the game, and this is what we try to tell everybody: get in the game so that number one, you can see the power of it. Everybody that's on our team and doing anything with our Solomon School of Wisdom that's into cryptocurrency, the money they made already because of the growth, I mean, just on autopilot is just unbelievable.
So before we wrap up, I appreciate your time, Lonnie. This is great. Tell us a little bit about the Solomon School of Wisdom for entrepreneurs in business.
Business things, yeah. And if I may, just real quick, you ask about how can people get in. Let's take third world people. We have people in the Philippines, people in Nigeria. Some of these places are very, very poor where these people live.
Yes.
And they barely can get into the cryptocurrency world.
Right.
And in some of the places, the government charges so much that they can't even get into this.
Right.
Their only way, some places that have, in Africa, that have a visa, their government says you can only spend this amount on your visa every month. Cryptocurrency allows them to say, we're not going to deal with this at all. And they bypass all that, and they go peer-to-peer.
It's a real interrupted technology.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Solomon School of Wisdom, basically what I do is I take entrepreneurs. There's a lot of people right now that are frustrated. Some of them are behind on their dreams. Some people won't be able to retire. Some retired and still have to work. And they want to know, what else can I do without having to exchange my sweat for money? Cryptocurrency is it, and that's what we teach at Solomon School of Wisdom. Everybody sets up their own system of economics, where a person is able to say, okay, and we virtually do this first day of our program. They come in and they set up their own bank. Everybody has their own little bank.
Which is really, that's interesting.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
Right,
And
right.
it starts in cryptocurrency from day one. And I mean, you get in, by the time they finish the program, I mean,
So it's a program, a series of classes or something like that?
It's an 8-week program.
Okay.
Day one, they set up their own bank, and through the program, they're able to see it grow.
That's great.
And learn
That's
the
great,
different
Lonnie.
type of technology.
When is your next cohort going?
We're just ending one now, and I probably will start advertising another one probably about March
Okay.
of this coming year. A lot of the people, there's one of the best apps I recommend is WBN, that stands for World Bitcoin Nation, but you have to download WBN on your smartphone and then click search on it. But I recommend that because
What is it called again?
WBN,
WBN.
Yeah,
Stands for
World Bitcoin Nation.
Got it.
But if you download that app, it'll explain the mining process, but it also explains, I recommend that to everybody that gets into Solomon School of Wisdom. And so basically they're able to, day one if they want, they can choose one of those programs. Literally, this is how good it is now. You can go to the app and say, this is how much income I need a week, or this is how much income I want to make a month. And you actually buy mining contracts
Right.
that corresponds with that, and day one it starts creating.
My next guest is going to be talking about mining contracts and things. So
Perfect.
it's a good time for us to stop. We could go on and on. Now, make sure the next time the Solomon School of Wisdom has a cohort, save me a seat. Okay,
I'll do that.
I need to get my own bank.
I'll do that. All right.
Thank you so much,
My
brother.
pleasure.
All right.
All right.
God bless.